Hey YouTube, so in today's video I'd like to show you guys how I avoid buying at the top of the market when DCing into a stock that I like. I'm going to try to use two of them actually. I'm going to use Palantir and I'm going to use Charles Schwab, but let's use Charles Schwab for example because it is a stock that I'm interested in to buying for long term, right? And the reason why I'm choosing to start DCing down here rather than even right here, right? So let's start off with how I got these support and resistance lines. There's resistance lines and support, right? So one thing you guys need to understand is when a stock starts to fall, it starts to fall for a reason and it usually keeps falling. It doesn't always just reverse back up, right? Even though you saw that I had support here, it bounced up, but when a stock starts to fall, it usually likes to go down to a good support before it can bounce, right? So let's see why I chose here for my support, right? Where I'm going to start DCing right here. Could we go from here? Absolutely, but I'm not interested in it up here. I want to start DCing down here. At least add in 30% and then I'll start my daily DCA. So first you have your regular candle, right? You want to come right here, look for a Heikin-Ashi candle, right? You're going to click it. It's going to show you, it's going to look like this, right? Next, you want to come to the 15-minute time frame, right? So what you're looking for is something like this. I'm going to use this as an example. You see, this was the last, down here was the last low, right? Low was down here. We came up, down, up, down, and now we're up, right? Right? So down here is where the trend started for me. Like, you have this one right here, up, down, but for not going all the way down, right here, down, up here, down, double top, broke this support right here, came down, going back up, which we all know lower high leads to lower low, right? Breaking this support. So I'm expecting it to at least break this support if we do not break this high, right? So we know this is how the market goes. We go from high, higher low, higher high, right? Market structure. So for example, right here, where is it? Right here, right, was where we came from low, from higher, probably most likely higher low to high. Let's say this was high, right? This was high, create a higher low, which is higher than this one. Then we move up. So market structure, that's how market moves, right? But right here is where you want to buy the next time the stock comes up, come to it, because this was the last higher low before we make this magnificent move right here. This move was massive, so which means there's a lot of market makers were interested in this price right here, right? So the way that I would do it is at this particular moment, let's mark out the support and resistance levels really fast. So you come here, 15 minutes time frame. You want to come here, want to get your rectangle tool right here. Rectangle tool, you also can find it over here. You want to start at the top of the Heikin-Ashi candle right here. Press, carry it up like this. That's your sell. That's where market made its last high, right? Then market came down and make it low right here, right? Came down. You look for the lowest candle, by the way, the lowest candle, and then you start from the bottom of it and come down, right? But to not make it so big, I like to use the bottom sometimes, and then come up to right here, the close right here. That's what I like to do. Let's change this to green, right? So that's the support, but this is a weak support because it just created it, but it's a decent support. This is the current range that it's trading in, right? See, created a support, bounced a couple times, holding up, came back again, bouncing, and then right here, could he go back to the retest? Can, right? But now let's look for the next support. All right, so after this was the lowest point before we made another move up, right? So you mark this one out. You're gonna see a pattern very soon. Come here, rectangle tool, come to the lowest candle right here. Well, this was the lowest one, but I don't like to make it too big, so I like to use the lowest point to like the highest, the next close right there. This will be my next support. All right, this is why I hit start DCAing right here, because this will be the support that I would like it to come to. Does not to come to it anytime soon, but this is where I would like it because it's a significant move down from the high. So it's starting DCAing here would be beautiful. All right, let's find the next one. The next one would be, we got one right here. We went up, came down, but never came all the way down, which created a higher low. And then from this, we made up. I'm never using the candle behind the stock. It's always the candles that's low. I'm not going to use this one. I'm going to use this one, right? So now let's go with this one right here. Next one, support is here. When a stock is falling, I'm looking for supports. When it's going up, I'm looking for resistance. It's vice versa. So I'm not looking for resistance coming down. I'm not looking for this high to be retested or anything like that, which just coincidentally it was right here. But I'm not looking for that retest. I'm only looking for supports. Where did stock came down and did a completely reversal, right? And came down, reversal. Right here, came down, reversal. This was the support, broke it, create a new support, right? Once it clears it, I would delete it. And so, for Charles Schwab, that's it. That's what I look for. This, where I would like, as I said before, I would like to start here because this was a significant move down, right? From the high up here, yeah. Could you start technically here? You could, but it's not that much. It's only like $2, $3 drop. And want something, significant. And this is where I would start DCAing down here. Put about 30%. You never know how low it wants to go. And I'll just start my daily buy-in. That's just how I would do it, right? But to get a little bit more specific with this, if I want to get a little bit more detail into it, come here. I'll use it like this. I hit it right here, and I draw my resistance zone, right? Because this was the last high before we made a significantly low down. Just like this was the last high before we make it move down, I use this also as support, right? And that's how I'll draw it out. But these are weak resistance. This is the main resistance. Weak support, because it just created it, it broke this support, which was the main one. Currently, let's see if it used this, make this as main, if it made a significant move up, breaking this and keep going up. But for now, this is where I look for it. And for Palantir, also have my Palantir support got completely messed up. But for Palantir, right here, I had this support, some here, I had this right here as resistance right here. It broke through it. I have a couple resistance still on Palantir, a couple strong resistance, right? It's breaking through it, but for Palantir, what I would do is, if I'm starting to DCA into it, there's only one support that I see so far. Well, more than one, but this one is where I would start, is at 21. Most likely, maybe won't come down to it, right? I won't use this one because it's not very that significant. This move down here was a significant move after it came down here. So as you can clearly see, there's strong support this strong support down here that I've been waiting for it to come down, but it came close to it, but just never, never did it. So I'm just waiting to see what Palantir does, but 21 is where I would start DCing into it and then see what happens from there. But that's just personally me. Yeah, I know it might not come back down to it, but if I'm being picky, like I'm like really want to get in, I'll find another one, which is lowest one, which is this one right here, and I'll go like this right here, and then I'll wait and wait for a pullback down to here. And again, it's the same thing here. I'll delete this right here because this has been destroyed. I'll wait for, and if I'm really picky, this one right here. This is just being, these are not very strong support, but there's a way you could start DCing, but so easily, that's how I would do Palantir. You have one and you have two, but you most likely want to wait for these one right here, a significant pullback. Might not happen, but that's where I would do it. And so yeah, that's how you end up not buying stocks at the top of the market. You can see structural support very easily, and you just wait for them to come to it. Sometimes it may take forever. It may come close to it and keep pushing up. It came close to it, like here or something, and just keep going up. It doesn't have to come back all the way, but at least it keeps you from buying at the top of the market. I don't have to also have to DC it into DC it here, DC it here, DC. No, you just wait for it to come to a support, and then you start buying. That's how I would do it. Can't tell you guys what to do, but that's how I would do it. But yeah. Anyways, guys, happy trading. Peace.